63. Elsewhere across the state, College Station rain was falling 64. Amarillo partly sunny 61. Abilene mostly sunny 67. Dallas Fort Worth partly sunny 67. Your weather synopsis for South Central Texas. Chances for widespread, soaking rainfall enter the forecast Monday through early Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms develop along an advancing cold front. Widespread severe weather is not anticipated, but an isolated severe thunderstorm is possible. Large hail and damaging winds will be the main hazards. Mostly sunny skies and warming temperatures will prevail over the remainder of the week. Your local forecast. Tonight, cloudy. Showers and thunderstorms likely, mainly this evening. Lows in the upper 50s. North winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain 70%. Tuesday, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Highs around 70. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain 20%. Tuesday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 50s. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, partly cloudy. Highs in the mid-70s. Southeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then becoming mostly cloudy. Lows in the lower 60s. South winds around 5 miles per hour. Thursday and Thursday night, mostly cloudy. Highs in the lower 80s. Lows in the upper 60s. Friday through Saturday, partly cloudy. Highs in the upper 80s. Lows in the upper 60s. Saturday night and Sunday, partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Lows in the mid-60s. Highs in the upper 80s. Sunday night, partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the evening, then mostly cloudy after midnight. Lows in the upper 60s. Monday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 80s. The Austin Bergstrom climate summary for this evening, as of 5 p.m., April 25th, 2022. Today's high temperature of 74 degrees occurred at 1:43 a.m. The normal high is 82. The record high is 93 degrees, which was set in 2011. Today's low temperature of 63 degrees occurred at 4:08 p.m. The normal low is 59. The record low is 42 degrees, which was set in 2001. 1.96 inches of precipitation fell today. Sunset tonight is at 8:05 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow is at 6:52 a.m. The Austin Camp Mabry climate summary for this evening, as of 5 p.m., April 25th, 2022. Today's high temperature of 75 degrees occurred at 12:40 a.m. The normal high is 82. The record high is 95 degrees, which was set in 1996. Today's low temperature of 62 degrees occurred at 3:51 p.m. The normal low is 61. The record low is 42 degrees, which was set in 1910. 1.55 inches of precipitation fell today. Sunset tonight is at 8:05 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow is at 6:52 a.m. This is NOAA Weather Radio, Station WXK-27 in Austin, broadcasting on a frequency of 162.400 MHz, originating from the Austin San Antonio National Weather Service Forecast Office. The current time is 7:05 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Your weather synopsis for South Central Texas. Chances for widespread, soaking rainfall enter the forecast Monday through early Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms develop along an advancing cold front. Widespread severe weather is not anticipated, but an isolated severe thunderstorm is possible. Large hail and damaging winds will be
What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Hope you guys have been doing all right. Glad to see all of you guys here tonight. Let's go ahead and see who's in the chat here for tonight. We have Abby. What's up, Abby? What's up, Sleet V2? I hope you're doing good, guys. Hope y'all are doing great. Online Tough Guy says, hey, what's up, Online Tough Guy? Hope you're doing good, man. Glad to see you back here again. Let's go ahead and see here. We also have Matt. What's up, Matt? Hope you're doing good. Of information to talk about here, because we are monitoring really, we actually do have a current event that is ongoing here at the moment. We also do have another severe weather event here that is going to, kick off here for Friday. Now, Friday's looking pretty nasty. Like I said, we've been monitoring this here for the last few days, and this is evolving into something that we still need to continue watching here. This is obviously a very, very big mess here, and we are expecting a lot of widespread severe weather to kick off here across the central United States. So things are honestly going to get pretty nasty here over the next few days, in which we have got to watch that. But let's go ahead and see here. I got some comments coming in here. I've obviously got to answer some of this. Abby says, I made it. Sleet says, hello. What's up, guys? Hope you all are doing good here. Abby says, can I just say, in my opinion, Andrew has the best weather live streams, and I like how he gives so much detail and he's so accurate. Thank you so much, Abby. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Like I said, I'm here for you guys. I want you all to be safe, and I want you guys to stay on the top with the latest weather information here. Matt says, Online Tough Guy says, hey, y'all, what's up? Hope you're doing good, man. Matt says, hello and good evening, Andrew. What's up, Matt? Hope you're doing good. Glad to see you here once again. North Carolina weather today was hot, like in the 90s. Yep, you got all that warm air advection, all that warm air here from the Gulf of Mexico shooting into the southeast. Relatively nice day, but like I said, that is not going to last for too long. You're going to get some colder air back, and then behind that, usually how these systems work here. So let's go ahead and see here. Sleet says, my phone just hit 1%. Has it got a charger? Well, obviously that's good that it didn't die, because they take a few minutes to boot back up, which kind of sucks, honestly. Depends on what phone you have, though, really. Mike says, I just got home just in time. What's up, Mike? Glad to have you here back again. Hope you're doing good, man. Daniel says, I'm here. What's up, Daniel? Hope you're doing good. Sewing says, hey, what's up, guys? Hope all of you guys are doing great. Glad to see all of you guys here. And, we're going to talk about the weather here. We're going to talk about what's going on here in the future, what's going on right now, because we have a bit of activity going on here. Alexa says it's St. Joseph State. We're going to get into that here in a moment. Let's go see Anime PFP says, next setup looks gnarly. Large uncapped area of 5,000 Cape. Wow. Okay. We're going to talk about that here right now. So, we're taking a look here at the southern portion of Texas. You might be wondering what we're looking at right here. We're basically taking a look here just south of... basically just south here of, let's see, San Marcos. I'm kind of trying to find a point here. South of Austin, Texas here. We are seeing a group of severe thunderstorms now. It doesn't look like they're really moving that much. If you look over here the last few frames, it looks like they're kind of stationary in regard to things. It looks like they're really kind of, they're kind of stationary here. But they are severe, and that is the thing here. This is actually... this is actually producing, expected to be severe weather here in regard to things. Going to see ping pong ball size hail. They've been getting absolutely hit with these large hailers. Texas has been seeing this here over the last few days, really. Ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Yep, that is a big concern. That's definitely enough to cause some damage here. Let's go and see about this one. Ping pong ball. It looks like they might all be ping pong ball. Let's see. Hail damage. Okay, this one's quarter size hail, but 3 out of the 4 here we have on the eastern side. Here for bits of Fremont, bits of, God, I can't even read these places. Flauwella, I guess I pronounce that. Let's go ahead and see here, as well as Hebronville. I think that's how you would pronounce that. If you notice, guys, I'm not the best with pronunciation, so sorry if I get your town wrong or something like that. But yeah, we are seeing a group of severe thunderstorms. Now, the thing is that that's not all where they're at here. We actually have one here in New York as well. Kind of near, basically just east of Buffalo. Buffalo is right over here. This is right near, on the western side. This does include bits of Clyde, bits of Wolcott here, as well as bits of, let's see, Genva. Yeah, bits of Gorham as well. So this is basically showing you that 60-mile-per-hour wind gust is going to be a concern. Like I said, that's the low end, damaging wind threat, but it is still a potential. We are seeing some storms move their way through the region here. This is basically that cold front that's advancing its way through. And like I said, we do have our overall severe threat as far north as these areas here in the western northeast. So, with that being said, I feel like now is the time that we should go and take a look here at the Storm Prediction Center in regard to things. I feel like we should take a look at that and see what is going on here at the moment. Let's go ahead and see here. Sewing says, "Wait till I get the Oklahoma pronunciation." Yeah, there's a lot of odd names out there. I will say that there's a few I've seen, or Northern Canada, Sicily. Yeah. There's a few I've seen. There's one that was I think coffee or hot chocolate. I forgot which one. Honestly, there's probably both of them out there. There was another one. I think it was. I know there's one that was called Santa Claus, which is I think that's in Illinois, Indiana, Illinois. Yeah, there's some pretty whack names out there. It's pretty crazy, but all right, so guys, here is the convective outlook here for today. We do have a severe threat level 1 out of 5. This is the lowest end severe threat across the dark green. If you guys know anyone, or if you're in yourself here across the dark green, my pen decided it does not want to work here. That's obviously some good news. It wants to work on my other screen though for some reason, so I might have to restart that here really quickly. That way I can actually, draw on the stream here. So give me 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, it just loves to... I've noticed about this program is that it absolutely loves to just cut out at random points here. So we're going to go ahead and go into Task Manager here and manually shut this thing down, because it does not like to shut down whenever I try doing it otherwise. If I can even find it. I always have a hard time finding this. Here's... no, that's not it right there. Man, you're somewhere down here, huh? Let's see. Okay, that's not it either. Okay, I might just have to say, we're just going to have to go without it on this one. All right, well, I can't find it, so I'll tell you what. We're going to go ahead and just go off my cursor here. So we do have, if you guys are across the dark green here, if you guys are across the dark green, we do have a severe threat here for today across bits of southern Texas. This does include bits of the southeast, Mississippi, Alabama, bits of the Tennessee, Ohio Valley is involved as well, including Tennessee itself, Kentucky, bits of Ohio, bits of western West Virginia here, bits of northwestern bits of Pennsylvania, as well as western New York. This is our severe threat here for today. Now, they did update the overall threat here. Remember how in the beginning of the video, if you guys watched our video earlier today, you will notice that seriously, we've been monitoring that there's no tornado threat for today, but that is updated. We now have a 2% chance of seeing maybe a few isolated tornadoes being possible, but honestly, like I said, it's a low-end threat here. It's nothing too crazy. This does include Buffalo. However, it kind of looks like that main line is moving its way out of, it's already past Buffalo here, so that chance is only dwindling down here at the moment. Online Tough Guy says, I think he has a new computer this stream. Yep, you're right. Got a new computer. So I've been saving up here for. But yeah, we do have that overall tornado threat here. It is actually a relatively small chance. It's the lowest end percentile, but it is a possibility. We could see maybe a few isolated tornadoes across the eastern Ohio Valley into the western northeast. So then we move on to the damaging wind potential. Now this grows across a lot of the country. It's a very, very thin but long line here where that cold front is driving its way across here. 5% chance here across bits of the Ohio Valley northeast, bits of the southeast as well, and the southern portion here of Texas. 5% chance that you could have some damaging winds 58 miles per hour or more. Nothing too crazy, but it is still a possibility. Now, I want to go ahead and say this is not the severe weather event we're forecasting here for Friday. This is for today. Friday is looking much worse. We're going to discuss that more here in a moment. In regard to hail, we do have a small 5% chance here across the southern portion of Texas. This is about all that's going on here right in the moment. We do have a 5% chance, basically showing you that basically we could see some hail events maybe up to 1 inch in diameter being greater. Maybe being possible here. I was going to bring down a quarter to kind of show you guys, but you guys probably know what a quarter looks like. That's about the size of an inch. That's probably about the size that hail could get up to for today. Overall than that, it's relatively low chance here for everything. It's the lowest in percentile, but it is still the possibility. So, just keep an eye on the weather. It doesn't mean you have to sit on your couch all day and watch the weather. Just keep an eye on it. If you have no weather radio, it'd be nice to turn it on just to make sure you can kind of hear what's going on around you. But, other than that, it's nothing too crazy. Really not too much to worry about here, but, you should still watch out for it. So then we move on to tomorrow. Now, they actually did update this, I believe, since our video this morning. We actually did upload a video here earlier this morning, and we do have a marginal risk here as well for the Mid-Atlantic. This does include bits of southeastern portion here of Virginia, the central and eastern portion of North Carolina, as well as the central and eastern portion here of South Carolina. Now, tornadoes, not a threat, okay? We're not expecting any tornadoes for tomorrow, which is definitely some good news. Obviously, you don't want to deal with that. But, damaging winds and hail, larger damaging wind potential now. across these regions here, across the Carolinas into the southeastern Virginia portion. Like I said, lowest in percentile, but basically just showing that, some damaging wind potential could get over 58 miles per hour or more. Nothing too crazy. It's just something we should just watch out for. And in regard to hail, we do have a small 5% chance. Even smaller, basically showing you a 5% chance you could see some hail, basically the size of a quarter at max. Nothing too crazy in regard to things. So, let's go ahead and see here. Oklahoma got 2 F0s the other day out of all those warnings. Well, that's obviously, it's good that it's not higher than that, but it's not good that they got a tornado. Obviously, I hope everyone stays safe, and prayers goes out to the families being affected. Natalie says, I live in Buffalo, New York, and it was raining heavy. Well, Natalie, we were actually monitoring some heavy rainfall that's actually going over here. We can actually take a look at the radar here really quickly. We're going to switch back here right now to the radar. Go ahead and move this out of the way here. So, yeah, across Buffalo here, across Buffalo, New York, you can obviously see that, just east of Buffalo now, there's a lot of heavy rain, a lot of moderate rainfall indicated here in the yellows, basically showing you that moderate rainfall is occurring here. Some of the oranges showing a little bit more heavier rain. But yeah, honestly, that is believable because this cold front is passing your way through at the moment. Now, you might notice that the temperatures are going to start plummeting, and that's because that cold air starts backing down behind the system. So, that's overall what we are looking at. Now, guys, let's move back here, because we're not done with the Storm Prediction Center quite yet. So, okay, so now we're going to move into day 3. This right here is for Wednesday. Now, there's no severe threat here for Wednesday. We're in the clear. However, maybe a few thunderstorms could be possible across the central United States, maybe across bits of those upper elevations of the Rockies and bits of the, central portion here of Florida. Maybe could see a few thunderstorms, but nothing expected to be too crazy. Now, here's where things get a little bit nasty, okay? So then we move in here for Thursday. Now, there is the possibility we could see some thunderstorms here for Thursday. It doesn't show it, but, based off of the models we're about to look at here in a minute, there is a bit of instability that's going to start moving its way into the central United States here for Thursday. But the big initiation is not expected to kick off here until bits of Friday. Now, Friday, end of the work week, we got to be watching out for this, okay? So it's a pretty small 15% chance here. I forgot my pen doesn't work. Pretty small 15% chance here across bits of north central Texas, central portions here. Literally covering the entire central portion of Oklahoma, and 2 bits of central Kansas and south central Nebraska here. This is what we are looking at. So, in regard to things, there is no breakdown quite yet, but we're going to discuss that in the models, and I will say all types of severe weather are going to be expected. Tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. I'm just going to say that flat out right now. Yeah, shortwave trough here basically going on across the region. There's actually a decent amount of energy that's going to be in the atmosphere for this event, and the models have actually been kind of, throwing down that cap, basically showing that it's weakening. So that's even more of a concern to think that, hey, thunderstorms might actually fire off here. Let's go and see here. Sleet says, finally, we have eliminated tornadoes, or really? Well, nope, we're not done yet. I can tell you that. We are far from being done yet because, like I said, April is an active month. Obviously March is active. We had a very active March here. March, April, which has been pretty active so far this month. Now, May is another active month, and I do expect there to be more severe weather here. Now, really severe weather can kick all the way into, literally, it can kick all the way to any part of the year, really. It's mostly common around this time of the year, between May and, March and May, I should say, across the region there. But, severe weather events can happen pretty much all year round here. So, yep, that's what we're saying here. So just wait till May. Yeah, Sewing says that as well. Yeah, so you guys just wait till May here. So, this is what we are looking at. Like I said, we have to monitor here for day 5 on Friday. Friday's going to be pretty nasty. Now, I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at the models here. Okay, we're going to take a look at some models here. We're going to pull up the good old view here, and we're going to take a look at the mixed layer cape. The mean layer cape here. Taking a look at all that energy in the atmosphere. Now, I don't expect you guys to know how to read this. I don't expect you guys to know right off the bat what this is showing. Obviously, what you can see here is the United States. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. So, but then you notice that there is a bit of purples and kind of pinkish colors here across bits, in this line. This is basically all that energy we have in the atmosphere that's allowing for those thunderstorms to pop off today, which is the reason we do have our, our severe threat here for today. Just minimal cape, nothing too crazy. Now, what we're looking for is a mixture of high winds and a mixture, high winds at certain elevations of the atmosphere, depends on which way they're turning, could cause tornadoes. We'll discuss that more in here in a second. But we're looking basically at the overall energy that's in the atmosphere. Now, the more energy we have, the more potential it has, basically. Like I said before, I really like to use this explanation here. Think of it as a fuel tank in some type of, some type of engine here. Okay, if you don't have much fuel, you're not going to get that far. You're not going to have that much potential. Now, if you have a lot of energy, a lot of fuel in your gas tank, you're going to have a lot of distance. You're going to have a lot of potential there. So that is something that we have to watch out for. So we're really looking over 1,000, units here. Anything over 1,000 is excellent. Really, almost kind of overkill. I've seen severe weather pop off here in 500. Okay, enough of that. So we go ahead and track down here in time here. We start to get all of this warm air driving its way up here from the Gulf of Mexico. Now, we're going to get a new area of low pressure. I'm sure you've probably heard in your lifetime a low pressure system. This is going to form across the central portion here of the United States. Now, this is going to draw up a whole bunch of that warm air here from the Gulf of Mexico because they rotate counterclockwise. They stir up the atmosphere like a big old whisk there. And basically, just mixes all of that warm air here from the south and all that cold air here from the north and kind of blends it together. Now, once that happens, that's when you start to get that instability building in the atmosphere. So, time is on the upper left-hand corner. You can see right here, this is for really the late portion here of Wednesday. 03Z, I believe, is like 11 o'clock Eastern time. I could be wrong by that, but it's around the evening, the late evening portion here for the areas here on Wednesday. Now, lower the number, the earlier it is, higher number. Basically, it's off universal time. If you guys want to convert it, you guys can do that yourself here. So we go ahead and track down here to the afternoon hours here for Thursday. Now we start to see all of this energy starting to drive its way all the way as far north as even portions of southern bits of South Dakota. I mean, look at this. We're having all these energies here well over 1,000. Now remember what I was saying. Anything over 1,000 is really good. Honestly, that's enough energy to allow for overall thunderstorms to fire off here. And like I said, things honestly could get pretty bad. So then there's another component. We look at wind shear. Basically, like I said, it just measures the amount of winds that's in the atmosphere at a certain given point here. Honestly, this is what we're going to look at here in a second in regard to soundings. So here, starting off on Thursday, really, that's what I say. Thursday, we got to watch out too, because there is going to be the possibility of some pretty bad thunderstorms here. So we move in a little bit further. The nighttime kicks in. We get some cap going on here. Thunderstorms don't want to fire off. But once we move into Friday, bam, look at this. We start to get some stronger shear backing up. That really cold air starting to push its way in, increasing these overall instability. Now we're seeing values here over 2,000 here for late Friday. I know it says Saturday, but this is extremely late Friday. This is just after the sun has gone down here. Let's go and see. We got some questions coming in here. Sleet says, peak of tornado season is coming, y'all, so get ready, or got to get ready. Yep, guys, be on the lookout for that. Let's go and see here. I'm chasing tomorrow near the North Carolina-Virginia state line. Where do I think storms will be the best area here for storms? So it depends on what you're hunting for. Obviously, like I said, there is no tornado threat for tomorrow, so honestly, if you're wanting to try to get thunderstorms, I would say tomorrow's not really a good day to go storm chasing, considering the overall threat is low. As well as, it's mostly going to be overcast skies, so you're not going to really get much storm structure, unfortunately. So if it was me, I would say that you should just stay home. It's not worth it. It's not going to be worth it for this event here for tomorrow. Let's go and see here. XYZ says, finally got some rain in central Texas today without destruction. So nice. Well, obviously glad to hear that. A lot of people are needing some rain across the regions here. Let's go ahead and see. Sewing says, so I don't want to go camping this weekend. Sewing, are you in Oklahoma? I believe so. If so, it probably is not going to be a good time to go camping. You might have to postpone that to next weekend, depending on things here. But overall, like I said, there's a lot of energy here in the atmosphere, well more than enough that's actually needed for thunderstorms. Now, I tell you what, like I said, we do track down here in time. This will eventually move into the Midwest as well here for Saturday, into bits of southern portions here of Texas as well. And this will, this is going to be a multi-day event. I mean, we're talking several days here. I mean, literally honestly, I expect it from pretty much Thursday to Sunday. Okay, Thursday to Sunday, we have the potential. We could see this in regard to things. Let's go ahead and see here. Sung says yes. Okay. Carrie says, when does hurricane season start? I believe it starts in July 1st. Not exactly sure. Let me double check with that. When does... Oh, June 1st. Okay. I knew it was one of the J months here. I'll go ahead and zoom out. There you go. Right there. You can barely see it, but it's there. Yeah, June 1st until November 30th is whenever storm season's in effect here. So, yeah, we still have a little bit to go, but that is what we are seeing here. So, like I said, I do expect this to be a multi-day event. Wow, look at this. It's actually no trend in the models here. Into Tuesday, there's a lot of instability here across bits of the Ohio Valley into the Midwest. Oh, we need to watch that. Oh, yeah, we're looking on a pretty big trend here. We're looking at a pretty big trend here over the next few days, you guys, so we have got to watch this. It's not going to be just Friday, you know that? I think it's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's see about Monday. Monday kind of looks a little bit hesitant, but maybe, honestly, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to say this right now. Honestly, I think that we should be paying attention here from really Thursday until further notice, until like midweek next week, because, you know, in regard to instability alone, you obviously can't trust that alone, but instability-wise, yeah, there's a plenty enough unstable air to allow for thunderstorms to fire off. So, let me go ahead and grab a sounding here. Let's go ahead and grab one for... Let's go ahead and grab one across bits of central portion here of... where did I grab that from? Central portion of Kansas here. So here's what we're looking at. I don't expect you guys to know how to read this. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over here. I don't expect you guys to know how to read this. It's actually contaminated. I'm not going to grab that sounding, you know. Let's go and try to grab one here across near Oklahoma City here. This is for the late afternoon. Okay, that's a better sounding here. So what we're seeing here is obviously, you know, here at the surface, this is the ground level. This is the upper level. This is around 15 kilometers. This is here at the surface. So what we are seeing here is our winds are shooting to the north here. All that warm air is coming up from the Gulf of Mexico, shooting its way into the United States here. And this does rotate. You can obviously see how it starts off as northerlies here at the surface, and they rotate to the east as you go around those mid-levels. That's basically showing we have some spin in the atmosphere as we go up in elevation, which if a thunderstorm decides it wants to kick off, that might cause some tornadoes. That actually will be a pretty big factor here. DK values here over 1,400, so what that's showing me is we have a lot of energy in our downdrafts here. We could have some microbursts, honestly, being possible. If you don't know what a microburst is, it's a very strong downdraft. You know, causes a lot of it, you know, a lot of wind damage. And I do expect the potential of seeing some wind damage, maybe over 80 miles per hour being possible over hurricane force, which is going to be pretty crazy here. Then we do have a dry atmosphere between your dew points and your outside temperature here. Seriously, I mean, it's pretty crazy. Honestly, we're seeing a pretty dry atmosphere, so hail is also going to be a concern here. Very, very concerning. Yeah, I mean, we've got to watch this here over the... We've got to watch this here over the next several days, you guys. This is looking pretty interesting here. Like I said, this is for Friday. We might have a pretty significant event on our hands here. Now, we're going to grab a sounding across southeastern bits of Nebraska. There's not much cap going on here. Just over 1,000 joules per kilogram energy-wise. And this is for the early morning hours here on Saturday. Let's see here. Okay, so bit of instability here. Okay, that's normal. We have some rotation going on. We actually have some northwesterlies to northerlies. Okay, so honestly, you know, tornadoes could be possible, more isolated, I believe, not as crazy as that other one here. Yeah, so DK here is over 800. So, you know, honestly, maybe some localized damaging wind gusts could be possible out of this. Well, we got to watch this, you guys. This is a pretty gnarly situation. Let me go ahead and see here. I was going camping for 2 weeks. Nothing like camping in a tornado. I have done it. That is not good. Well, obviously, sewing. If you do go camping, stay safe. Obviously, and like I said, if you have a NOAA radio, honestly, I recommend you bringing it with you, because that's going to help give you guys the alerts to your local state. Because obviously, you know, I'm not here locally where you guys are at. You guys are all over the United States. I'm sure they'll actually have people out of the country, you know, just watching us and stuff. But honestly, you know, if you guys, you know, locally, you should get a NOAA weather radio, because if you do have one, that is going to give you that early warning that you need in order to react and stay safe. Let's go ahead and see here. Got some new questions coming in here. Jonathan says, hi, see you tomorrow on the video. All right, well, Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us again tonight, man. Glad to see you here. Let's see here. Don says, any earthquakes for Northeast Arkansas? We don't cover earthquakes. It's more of geology than meteorology, so couldn't tell you anything about that because I'm not in that type of field. Let me go ahead and see here. Home Run Production says, is north of Houston, Conroe, to be exact, at risk. So, you might be wondering here. So, in regard to instability here, I was going to take a sounding basically just north of Houston. You know, honestly, yeah, it looks like a lot of central and eastern Texas is going to be hit possibly by severe weather. I'll tell you what, let's just grab a sounding here kind of around the central portion of Texas here for really late Friday. Winds are a bit weak here. I must point that out. The winds are pretty weak here. We're talking only 20, 25 knots. Thunderstorms might be kind of slow moving, not really long-lived. Tornadoes, don't really think they're going to be a concern. Damaging winds and hail is probably your main threat here. Here for for late Friday at least. Now, there is going to be multiple days of possible severe weather. We're going to grab another sounding here kind of towards the region here. We're going to take another sounding look here. So I'd say watch out for it. Pretty weak wind shear as well. Yeah, it's kind of lacking that component there. I think what's going to get hit hard is, the worst here is the central portions of the United States. I mean, like I said, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, you are probably going to get hit pretty daggone hard. In which we have got to watch here. There's another event here kicking off right here for Wednesday, it looks like. This is very far out. I mean, obviously, this is still several days out here. But, it's something we should still continue watching. I'll tell you what, let's go and drop a run back to earlier today. Okay, that's still showing all that energy there. Drop another run. Okay, honestly, this has actually been pretty, this has actually been the trends here for the last several runs. So this actually might be a sign of a verifying event here. Obviously, anything this far out's way, way too far out. So, we got to be weather aware, guys, here for the next several days. I mean, like I said, there's going to be a lot of thunderstorm potential here over the next several days, and we have got to watch it. We have got to watch and see what happens here really over the next several days here. So here's the current satellite view in regard to things. I'm trying to figure out a way I can actually show you guys this without it freaking out. There you go. That's a better view. So overall, this is what we are looking at. So let's see, home run, or let's see, I got some more questions or comments coming in here. Let's go see. Mike says it's looking like weather here in Utah this weekend is going to be nice. This last Friday the wind was horrible. I believe so. You guys get a lot of heavy winds over there. So stay safe, Mike. Glad to see that it is looking a little bit better. Let's go see. Home Run Production says, okay, thanks, man. From today to Friday, and when is the worst part? So, honestly, like I said before, really what we are expecting here in regard to all of that instability that's at bay here, all of that's going to start moving in here for really late Thursday. I don't really think there's going to be a big threat for Thursday, though. I mean, honestly, here for Saturday, we have a lot of instability at play, but the winds are really not moving. They're really kind of still, and that obviously hurts the potential severity of these storms here. Your greatest chance, honestly, I'd probably have to say it has to be probably here on Monday. We also got to watch out for late Tuesday as well. Kind of what we're looking at here. So I hope that helped out Home Run Productions. If it did, let me know. So, really, bottom line, you should just monitor the weather here. I mean, literally from Thursday until mid next week, really, because this is multiple days. This is several days event here. We are monitoring, and this is honestly going to get very, very, very nasty here, and this is going to allow for a lot of a lot of potential severe weather here on all spectrums. From tornadoes to large hail to damaging winds here. It is going to be a concern here, and we have a lot of instability at bay here. I'm going to grab a sounding near Louisville. This is kind of where I'm at. I'm just kind of curious to see what I'm going to see here for Tuesday. So the winds are pretty weak. They're mostly linear, so tornado threat probably not existent. Low 70 dew points. Wow, that's very good moisture here at the surface. Probably some hail being of concern. Okay. DK Pearson, maybe damaging winds and some small hail being possible. Okay. So, yeah, that's basically what we're looking at in regard to things here. Let's go ahead and see. So let's see. Karen says, so thankful for good rain we have here in central Texas. Lightning was pretty fierce, but the rain was worth it. That's what someone else was saying here. So I'm glad that you got some rain because I heard it apparently looks like you guys needed it for sure. We can honestly use some as well. It's been pretty dry out there for a while. We actually just got a little bit today. Nothing too crazy, though. It's not like a soaking rain, but it's a decent amount here. Good enough to hold us over, I guess, for a little bit longer. But yeah, that is what we are seeing here. So, back on the radar view, this is our current look across the nation. The sun is already setting across the eastern United States. What a beautiful day across the southeast here. Like I was saying before, that cold front is obviously right in here. You can see right there, this overcast skies all the way from, eastern Canada all the way down to the southern portion here of, Texas. You can see those bubbles popping off here. Those are those thunderstorms we were actually looking at the radar when we first started the live stream here. Across the central United States, it's probably a little bit more chilly because you're on the backside of that cold front. That's where all that cold air is pushing down from the north to the southeast, really, pushing this whole system out of the way. And obviously the opposite is happening here, or it is happening here across the southeast. I mean, areas here such as eastern Alabama, Georgia, Florida here, South Carolina, even into bits of the northeast. I mean, honestly, as far north as the northeast here, honestly, it's probably a pretty nice day for you. Considering of how much that warm air is driving its way up here, it's probably quite muggy as well, you might notice. And we're probably seeing temperatures here over 60 across a lot of these areas here. Like I said, this is basically due to all that warm air advection. That's all that warm air that gets pulled up ahead of that. That air low pressure spins counterclockwise, and it basically just stirs up the atmosphere, drags all the warm air up and all the cold air down. And it's the reason why it's so muggy, before the event, and why it's so cold after the event, because that cold air takes place with that warm air. So that's what we're seeing here. We're actually monitoring a tropical system here. I wanted to mention this here. Let's go ahead and see here. Mike says, does solar cycles and solar storms have any effect on weather? Largely no. I'm sure in some small amounts here over, thousands of years, it could have some impacts. Now, my thought on that, my input on that is, you got to think that the sun drives all the weather. I mean, obviously, if, the earth is unheated in some way, if it's heated in one place more than it is another, the place that's heated more has more potential of bad, nasty weather. Because obviously heat is the number one source what causes all these, weather cycles to kick off here. And, over time, yes, I'm sure it could have impacts here on the weather, but probably not as much as you think. Probably not as much in regard to that, but it does affect like solar weather, in regard to like auroras and, the northern lights, basically, like I said. It does affect that because you get those, auroras, that form here across bits of, they can go as far down south as Florida, I believe is like the record, but that happens very rarely. Very, very rarely. It just depends on the magnitude, because, it's kind of similar to hurricanes in a way. There's a scale from 1 to 5, category 1 to category 5. 5 being the worst, 1 being the least. And so locally, I'm sure, over time here, yeah, it probably could, but probably not within our lifetimes, not that much. So, is it just me, or does this look like a face? You got a nose right here, 2 eyes, and a little bit of a smiley face. Anyways, that just caught me off track here. So we are monitoring this. I thought I would talk about this. I really haven't looked much at this. Here's a, it looks like it might be a tropical storm here. Doesn't really have too much crazy rotation. It does have a lot of convective energy in it, though. So yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's go and take a look here at the water vapor. Let's see what's going on inside this. Yeah, this looks like, this thing's really starting to kind of kick off here. There's no visible eye, obviously, here. But we are seeing some nice, nice organized thunderstorm activity here across the region. For sure. There's definitely some thunderstorm activity, honestly. Let's go and take a look at this. Tropical Cyclone Jasmine. Okay. Where is this at, though? That's the thing. I want to know where this is exactly at. Here's another one. I think this is... Well, that's nice. Is that Korea? I am very bad with geological locations. I have no idea where this is at. Tropical cyclone. I think that it might be in the... Or cyclones. Yeah, cyclones are in the Indian Ocean. I think that might be in the Indian Ocean here. I'll tell you what. We look at this site. This will show us what's going on here. There it is right there. I think this is it. Yep, that's it. All right. So, it is right here. Just west of Australia. I think south of... Let's see. Trying to get this. My geology sucks. Anything outside the United States, I suck at. Just letting y'all know. Is that like near the Philippines? I want to say south of the Philippines, maybe. I said, I'm not good with geography outside the United States. Like, I know my states and where they're at here. I know some areas here, but nothing too crazy. But that's where it's at right here. But yeah, we are monitoring there. Look at all that thunderstorm activity here. Look at all of that. You can see those lightning flashes in there too. Wow, each one of those white dots you guys see, that's actually all lightning. Let's go and see here. Mike says, thanks, I've always wondered about that. I was curious. Well, you're welcome, Mike. Glad to help you. I think over time it does have impacts, but within short, no. Nope, don't think so. Oh, you can see you can see that front moving its way through the region here. You see that? Right there on the satellite view, look at that. You can see that boundary pushing out. That's like cold air pushing it away. Pretty cool. You can obviously see that thunderstorm activity here. I want to show you all something here. See those bubbles on top of it? That's all. Wow, look at that view. Man. Yeah, so all those bubbles that you're seeing here on top of the storms, this is all, all those overshooting tops. This is that thunderstorm. This is your updraft piercing straight up. It has all that vertical velocity. Pretty daggone crazy, huh? Alrighty, guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw them down in the chat here. We're going to be here for y'all. Obviously, if you're new to the channel, guys, consider hitting that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated. You guys rock. Thank you so much for all your support here. And if you have any questions, feel free to throw them down here. We got all of you guys covered here. So I really do appreciate all your support. You guys absolutely rock. So yeah, we're kind of pushing here towards the end of the live stream. Like I said, we usually go live here between. Here's our schedule actually. Our schedule here is from. Let's see, schedule here. So for Monday to Friday, we go through 8 to 9. So today is was it Monday? Yeah, today's Monday here. So throughout the rest of the work week, it's gonna be from 8 to 9. Saturday is gonna be 9 to 11. We actually stream 2 hours here on Saturday, and then Sunday we usually take off the day. So that's kind of what we are seeing here. In regard to that. Let's go ahead and see here. Will the margin risk for Virginia tomorrow be upgraded, or will it include all of Virginia? So I don't expect all of Virginia to be included. I'll tell you what, I want to double check that with the models before I can tell you anything else. So let's move to the Mid-Atlantic. I'm actually here. I actually live in Virginia, by the way. But yeah, so here we go. So overall, honestly, this does show a decent amount of energy here according to your NAM model across southeastern Virginia. Really well over 1,500 joules per kilogram. That's a lot of energy at bay here. I'm going to grab a sounding. We're going to switch to RAP model here as well. Now, there's a bit of difference here. You can obviously kind of see between those models. This is slightly, ever so slightly contaminated. We're still going to use it, though. Let's go and switch here over to that. So this is showing a really, really dry atmosphere across those upper levels here. Some pretty weak wind shear. Damaging wind potential is there. Hail potential. So for tornadoes, there is no tornado threat for tomorrow. Do I think it could be upgraded? Okay, I'd say this. Probably for damaging winds potential, that it could theoretically get upgraded. But my concern here is all of this wind shear profile. This is actually pretty weak wind shear. So I'm going to say with just the wind side of thing, hail side of thing maybe pretty low, but if I was to give it a percent chance, I'd probably say like a 30% chance this could be upgraded. Honestly, I believe they did a pretty good job with it already. A lot of the models are really showing different things here. We're going to grab another sounding here using the RAP model because now we got some short range, action going on here. This one shows a little bit more stronger winds across those upper levels here. Yeah, they're mostly linear though. Damaging winds a little bit lower. Okay. So, I'd say isolated severe thunderstorms could be possible. Nothing too crazy is expected, honestly. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Yeah, is this something we should watch? Definitely, we should definitely watch this. I'll tell you what, we're going to grab one more look here, according to HRRR. Now, this one actually shows a lot less instability here. Yeah, we're talking just over 500 here locally in some places. Just well under 1,000. So there's obviously a bit of differences going on here between all of your models. You can kind of see that going on there. So really anything less than 1,500 is kind of expected here in regard to things. Check the GFS. Yeah. So for what I'm gathering from this is that southeastern Virginia will probably, if anywhere is going to get upgraded, it's going to be southeastern Virginia. Considering how much instability there is at play here, between all these models here. Let's go ahead and see. Taniel says, "Hey, what's up, Taniel? Hope you're doing good, man. Glad to see you here again." Yeah, those lower to mid-level winds are, they're pretty bad, honestly. Dew points are good. Storm bases are going to be elevated. This is going to be a very elevated storm, so tornado percent chance, nothing. There's no very, very little minimal chance for tornadoes tomorrow. Don't expect any of them, honestly. Yeah, like I said, just mostly damaging wind potential and, maybe some damaging wind gusts being a probable outcome here. Let's go see here. My target area here is east of Danville, Virginia, and north of Martinsville, VA. Well, stay safe, dude. Like I said, honestly, I would probably not recommend going live or going storm chasing tomorrow. There's just not much there to chase. I mean, honestly, like I said, and I understand that there is the threat for severe weather here. I didn't mean to switch to that one. For tomorrow, we'll even look back here at this. For tomorrow, there's mid-Atlantic wise, there is the threat for severe weather. Tornadoes, though, not a concern. I don't really understand the why you would chase this. I mean, this is literally the lowest end event here you can chase between hail and damaging winds, and it's mostly gonna be overcast skies before. So I mean, save your gas money. I mean, I understand gas money is pretty expensive right now, so I would say it's not worth it. Just wait another. I'd say wait another few months because the Mid-Atlantic starts really shining around those J months. June and July is what because I live here in Virginia, but I'm actually in Kentucky right now. I'm near Louisville, Kentucky, right around here. But from what my experience over many years here in Virginia, it kind of kicks off mostly in June and July. So I just say you just wait it out on this one. Nothing too crazy, but if you do want to go out, then obviously stay safe. Let's go ahead and see here. Jan says, hi again. What's up, Jan? Hope you're doing good. Glad to see you back here again. Mike says, Andrew, what does my channel name stand for? So, I've had a lot of people ask me that, but NWW 116. NWW stands for Nationwide Weather. 116 is my lucky number. Ever since I was a kid, I used to go to a beach house, and that beach house number was 116. And I always loved that number for some reason because it correlated with good times, I guess, or something like that. And became my lucky number over the years. And I decided, well, let's put the two together. Well, what am I doing? I'm covering the nationwide weather, right? So, nationwide weather, 116. Because, I mean, NWW alone, that's just a pretty short name. And NWW, you got to add some numbers to it. So, yeah, that's basically how that worked. That's basically how that became. It basically started from a beach house. A beach house here in South Carolina. And next thing you know, it became the name of, or the number became on my channel. So that's a little bit of a thing for you guys. It's basically how our channel came along to what it is now. But anyways, guys, like I said, thank you all so much for joining us today. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night so far. So, yeah, pretty crazy stuff happening here in the weather world. If you have any questions, shoot me down a comment here in the comments section, and I'll be sure to give you guys an answer for it if you guys have any questions. What we really need to do, guys, is just we need to watch out for the weather here over the next several days. Like I said, between Thursday, honestly, they don't have a threat for Thursday, but I believe that could be updated here either tonight or in the Day 3 Outlook for Thursday when it comes out. So we got to watch it. We just got to continue watching this here. This could be a pretty serious event here. And like I said, there's a lot of instability at play. There's a lot of energy in the atmosphere, which is needed for thunderstorms like this to fire off here. Actually, more than enough, really. A lot of surface, moisture here. There's a lot of wind shear. So we have got to, we got to watch out for this here. Let's go and see. Weather on the Go says, hello, what's up? Hope you're doing good, man. Glad to see you here. Let's go ahead and see here. Tyler says, when is there going to be more severe weather? So actively right now, there is severe weather kicking off here for... right now, we have a marginal risk here for today, so that's our low-end severe threat. Tomorrow as well, here for Wednesday, however, nothing expected. But the big day, honestly, I expect it here for Friday and throughout the next few weeks, or throughout the next days after this. Now, models are still pretty fresh coming off the press here. But, honestly, this is going to probably impact into the mid portions of next week. Honestly, from late this week into next week, that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and see here. So yeah, that's to answer your question, Tyler. Hopefully that helped out. And if you guys have any questions, throw them down in the chat here. We got you guys covered here. We just need to be watching out for this, over the next several days. Things are looking pretty nasty here. They're not really looking too friendly. In regard to things, we're going to play the future radar here. Here's a future radar in the time. If you guys want to follow on time, it's in the upper left-hand corner. But we just need to be watching this here over the next several days because, obviously this is something worth significance. Like I said, all types of severe weather is going to be expected, from the threat of tornadoes being a concern to the threat of damaging winds and hail all being a concern here. There's a lot of instability at play. There's a lot of shear in the atmosphere, which those mixed together can cause some pretty nasty stuff to happen. So let's just hope that things don't go so south as we expect them to go. Let's just hope it starts trending away from where things are showing now. Now, obviously, like I said, once those mid-range models start coming in here and eventually the short range, we're going to have a lot more of a better idea of what we can expect. This is still in the long range. This is still pretty far out, but we should still continue watching this here regardless. Let's go ahead and see... Let's see. Weather and Go says that cold late spring weather needs to get out of here in the North U.S. Yep, there's still pretty cold temperatures across the north. In some areas here, winter does not want to end. For an example, we just had a blizzard here, I believe across eastern Montana into the Dakotas. Pretty crazy, honestly. Pretty daggone crazy. Let's go and see, will the U.S. ever get a tornado break? Eventually, yeah. Eventually, but not anytime soon, apparently. Mother Nature's still pretty mad at us. Mother Nature's been mad at us all year so far, really. Like I said, we've had a very, very active March. March was crazy. We had a lot of events happen here in March. Last December was active as crazy, too. With the Mayfield event and all that fun stuff, man, that was very sad to see. And I was actually here live streaming the Mayfield event when it did kick off here. You see that cabinet behind me? This is where I was recording it on my laptop, but now I obviously have my desktop, so I have it stationed somewhere else because my monitors won't be able to fit over there. Yeah, but it was really, really sad to see when it did happen, and obviously, it's very, very sad to see. But Unfortunately, that's just how Mother Nature is. A lot of people, whenever they see these events here, they really don't want to pay attention to the weather. If they hear a tornado warning, they're like, yeah, whatever. I go through these all the time. Like I said, guys, it just takes one to end your life. Honestly, it's pretty brutal, but that is reality, unfortunately. And that's the reason why I'm here for you guys, is because I want to give you as much alert time as possible. Like I said, we've been monitoring this event for a few days now, and it's still a few days out. So you have time. You have plenty enough time to prepare, okay? I don't want to hear that excuse that you guys don't have enough time to prepare, because you do. You have plenty of time to prepare. You might think, well, we only have like 10 minutes when the warning's issued. Well, you got to think. We scheduled this out farther. We scheduled this days out at a time. And I can show you the overall area here of where we could see tornadoes. And like I said, newsflash, tornadoes are going to be a concern across the central United States for Kansas, Nebraska, and Oklahoma on Friday. It is now Monday. There's your warning, okay? So I want you guys to take that. If you know anyone across the states here, really across the central portions of the country, in the Midwest, and really the eastern side of the United States, we need to watch this. We need to watch the weather here for really late this week into early next week, because things are looking pretty crazy here. So see, Abby says Illinois under a freeze warning. Oh yeah, we did see that in the video. If you guys have not checked out the video already, we can. You guys can check that out after the live stream here. It's about to end in about 5 minutes. So, yeah, so make sure you check out our video. Let's go see. Weather on the Go says, what do I think? I feel when the cold lets up and it warms suddenly, losing possibility like early June. I feel high and severe event might be looming down the transition period. So usually moving out of the region, that's whenever stability pops in. Now, once that happens, once that cold gets pushed out, that's whenever severe weather starts to die down. So, The reason we're having so much severe weather right now is because, we're still having a lot of winter's air across the north. There's still very cold air in the northern portions of the country and even into Canada that gets brought down by these low pressure systems. And obviously the Gulf of Mexico is pretty moisture filled all year round. And the mixture between those two, literally mixing those two together causes the instability there that's needed to form those, thunderstorms and stuff. So that's what we're dealing with. Pilot says, hello, I've been busy with football. Well, obviously, hope you're doing good, Pilot. Glad to see you back here again. He said, what is going on? We're monitoring a severe weather event here for really Thursday, Friday, into early next week. Friday being a big concern for right now, but we'll watch out for this for a little bit. Yeah, Friday is probably going to be pretty bad. Okay, I honestly kind of expect Friday to be pretty nasty, so we've got to watch that. Let's go ahead and see your weather. It says, but you still get those high Cape, low shear environments towards early summer. Thing is about those is that those cells are usually short in duration and don't have as much severe potential. Now, if it's opposite and more wind shear in a low Cape environment, that's where you can see much worse conditions such as tornadoes. If you just have a lot of instability at your surface, that's a big concern for tornadoes. Those high shear, low Cape environments are pretty crazy. As well. Now, once you mix the two together, high Cape, high shear environment, that's whenever you get tornado outbreaks like 2011, which is something you never want to see again. You don't want tornado outbreaks because they're not fun. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff, and let's just hope that we don't have to go through that this year. Okay? Yeah, obviously that's not really good news. And like I said, we're going to do everything we can to notify you guys. That's what I'm here for. I want to share the word with you guys. Let's go and see. Weather on the Go says the CFS model has been hinting a major outbreak for late May, June. Not saying it's definite threat, but it's trying to see, That's the thing about, I've noticed that there's a lot of people who look at those climatology models that far out that, honestly, those things change so quickly. Honestly, if you've watched it over several runs, over several models, it's not the date you're looking for, it's the time area of where you're looking in. CFS models are not really the best, obviously. That's more of environmental conditions and not necessarily individual events. Even the GFS has problems with that, and the GFS is a lot shorter range than the CFS model. So I have no input on that other than, honestly, it's not worth any concern right now. It's going to be more concerning once this does get closer, like we're seeing right now in the long range, technically in the mid to long range zone right now. Once it gets close around a week or so, that's when you should start watching it. If you see some trends, but if you forecast stuff out for June and stuff like that, we literally still have April and May and, May to go through here. That's nonsense, honestly. So yeah, we'll see what happens though. Cause honestly, with the trend we're going in, with the weather conditions we're seeing, honestly, I believe that we could have a pretty active season this year, in regard to things. Let's go ahead and see here. Cattle Rancher says, Central Kansas here. Thanks for what you do. You're very, very welcome. Hope you're doing great. And I hope you stay safe here because Kansas, you are going to be looking out for some severe weather here on Friday. So stay safe, Cattle. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them down here. Let's go and see. Karen says, so glad I now live in Texas. I was in Florida for about 37 years, and hurricanes were always a concern. Yep, that's the thing about living down in Florida. Florida's sticking out there, and you get some Gulf storms. You can get some Atlantic Basin storms, and I plan on ultimately leading up in Florida. That's where I'm going to live because I've always wanted to move to Florida. They have a lot of cool stuff there. Florida's a beautiful state, and I have some family down there and stuff like that as well. And it's honestly, I feel like that I would eventually want to go down there, have little hurricane parties and stuff like that. You'll probably see me out there live streaming a hurricane in the future. I'm saying it now. That's probably what's going to happen. Let's go ahead and see here. I'm just interested in the analogs for 2011 and matching them this year. I've been in research mode lately. Yep, I've been there. We've all been there, for sure. And I will say that the overall models are forecasting the ENSO oscillation models are forecasting here towards neutral conditions, kind of around that time. I haven't checked them in a while. Speaking of, I really need to get working on our hurricane forecast video, so that's going to come out here soon, you guys. That is going to come out here relatively soon. The hurricane forecast video, I'm planning on working on it here towards the end of this month. I want to have it out by May 1st. That's kind of the ultimate plan, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. Let's go ahead and see. I hate wind-related natural disasters. Earthquakes are a bit fine for me. They scare me more than earthquakes for some reason. See, for me, the opposite. I would rather be through a hurricane. You know, honestly, hurricanes are pretty. I mean, obviously, they're pretty destructive, but they're pretty cool. They're amazing how they work. They're just amazing systems, and I would love to live in Florida. You know, not for the destruction that they can cause, but just to see, you know, just to kind of, you know, study the weather down there and stuff like that. You know, perform some analysis and stuff. I'd even love to storm chase those hurricanes and get some observational data for, per se, Hurricane Center. That'd be pretty cool to do. But yep, that's the ultimate goal. That's probably going to be several years out, but yep, that's what we are seeing here. Let's go ahead and see here. Grace says, I don't think we'll get any severe weather. I'm fine for a couple of weeks, says Grace. Depends on where you're at, Grace. I will say the severe weather threat is moving north. It starts off across the southeast, and it gradually moves up to the north, across the central United States. So I wouldn't say that I don't think you're going to get any severe weather, because obviously, you know, really, the United States is vulnerable to severe weather. Literally every corner, nook and cranny of the United States is vulnerable for severe weather at some point. So, and like I said, you know, that overall threat is actually shifting north here, and it will go into. Grace says I'm in Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, this event that's coming up here on Friday, it's getting as high north as southern South Dakota. So you're close to that. You know, honestly, I wouldn't say that over the next few weeks, but I'd say it's you know, something you should definitely watch out for. Definitely, for sure. Just as a bit of a question for you guys, do you guys like it better without the NOAA weather radio or with it? Because I noticed it went out for some reason. You know, would you like it better with or without NOAA weather radio? I've always wondered that. You know, I've always had I've never really heard you guys' opinion on that, having to know weather radio. But I guess you probably can't even hear it anyways. But just let me know. Let me know what you guys think about that. You know, put it down in the chat here. Let's go and see why tornadoes are so scary but cool to look at. You know, they're pretty creepy. You know, because obviously, you know, the destruction they can cause, but you know, they're absolutely beautiful. You know, if you could honestly see, if you can honestly see, you know, like tornadoes from a distance without being in a danger path, I recommend, you know, it'd be really cool if that's something you got to see in your lifetime at some point, regardless if you like them or not, at a safe distance, as long as they don't destroy anything. They are seriously amazing things. They are so beautiful. Mike says, I love the radio. Let's go and see your Sony says without. Didn't even notice his jam. Let's go and see Not-Zach says, hey Andrew, how's it going? Could I check Stewart, Iowa for me for Friday and Saturday near west of Des Moines here? Okay, so we were looking at that here earlier. I'm gonna pull it up here for one small second here. We were looking here across the region. Let's pull up the Midwest here for 1 minute. Oh, that's not looking very pleasant. There we go. Move to GFS here really quickly. Let's go see after 54 years, 20 don't phase me. Yeah. Let's see. I'll probably skip some of your guys' questions. Sorry about that. Let's see here. I used to live in Naples, Florida. Been through 5 hurricanes in a 6 period there. Wow. Pretty crazy. Glad to see you're okay there. But yeah, so across bits of the region, you know, we're taking a look here at the GFS model. You know, the thing we were talking about yesterday too is that, you know, across bits of the region, there's really not much instability to play with here. I mean, we're talking just under 500. So I'd say isolated severe storms are possible, but I don't think anything's gonna get pretty crazy in regard to that. So that's just give you an update in that. It's still looking the same as it was yesterday. Nothing too crazy going on. Well, like I said, there's a high shear environment there, but low instability. But kind of a bit too early to say. Just wait till we start to see some of those mid-range models come through, and we'll see that. Grace says, what day will Minnesota get severe thunderstorms? As of now, storms are not expected to move up that far north, but what I was saying earlier is that you should just watch out because, these models can pick up on these pretty quickly, and they can be a lot closer than you think. So, the models aren't perfect, like I said before, so we just need to watch it. But yeah, that's what we are talking about. But anyways, guys, like I said, thank you all so much for being here. If you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated, guys. If you guys do enjoy our content and would love to support our channel, we do have our link in the description as well as pinned in the chat here. You guys can check it out. We also do have our merch page as well. You guys can take a look at that. We got some pretty cool stuff on there. I should check it out here. But yeah, we usually, like I said, we end our live stream here at 9 o'clock. We're a little bit over time here. So if you guys have any questions, you guys, I tell you what, we're going to be here until 9:10. We're going to be here a little bit over time here. So if you guys have any questions, now is the time to throw them in the chat here. We got you guys covered. Grace says, okay, we already looked at that, Grace. Let's see, Weather on the Go says, when's the Midwest, like Northern Illinois, is going to get big weather? I've been craving some pictures days lately. Statistically around the region there, across bits of, that's basically the northern Midwest, honestly, in the extreme western Ohio Valley. You're kind of right there in the Midwest region. Give it till like next month. You'll probably be starting to see some pretty crazy stuff happening. Let's go and see here. So where is the ground zero for the weather this week? So for this severe weather event we are monitoring here, this will be mostly exclusive in the beginning for Nebraska, bits of Kansas, and Oklahoma. Those are the greatest areas, especially the central states. South central Nebraska, the entire central portion here of Kansas, and the entire central portion here of Oklahoma needs to watch this close, and north central Texas as well. Okay. That's what we need to watch out for. Mike says, thank you for the update. Stay safe and enjoy your night. You too, Mike. Thank you so much for joining us once again. But like I said, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them down the chat here. I'm glad to be here for you guys, and I'm glad to give you guys all the information that you guys need to know. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, guys. We're so close. We're getting close to 2,000 subs, and like I said, I couldn't do it without you guys' help. So thank you all so much for being here. You guys absolutely rock. Just always know that. Let's go and see here. Can I look into a ditch versus overpass for tornado wind speeds? Well, you should go in a ditch, obviously. Overpass, you should not go into. That's a big, honestly, that's a very, kind of a myth thing going on there. How people say you should go over an overpass there. Underpass, overpass, during a tornado because it will protect you, but no, it basically becomes a wind tunnel at that point, which is not something that you want to, definitely not something that you want to be in. Okay, so get in the ditch, lowest portion, cover your head. That's what you got to do. Let's go and see here. Sewing says, where is the bullseye? I'm thinking central Kansas and central Oklahoma. That's right there. Between those two states, central portion, that's where we're going to probably see the worst. Very, very likely. Weather on the Go says, thanks for your input, man. I appreciate your opinions and thoughts on the weather stuff. You're very, very welcome, man. Glad to be here for you. And like I said, we're here for you guys. If you have any questions, we got you all covered. Mike says anytime. Thank you so much, Mike. But guys, like I said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here now. We are a little bit over time here. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you give a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new, as well as a like. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy it. Thank you all so much. You guys are... you guys are seriously amazing. I really do appreciate all your support. So thank you all so much for being here. If you have any further questions, if you want to reach out to me, seriously, if you guys want to reach out to me, you guys can contact us. We have our social media in the description as well. We have our Discord. We have our Instagram. We have our Twitter and everything like that. Speaking of which, I hear that Elon Musk bought Twitter. I don't know if he actually bought it yet or if he's going to buy it. Pretty crazy. Weather on the Go says good night. Good night, Weather on the Go. Let's go and see here. I don't think we'll get any storms this week, I'm guessing. Grace, no, not right now. It's not really looking like anything. Mostly it's going to be south of you, okay? But anyways, guys, like I said, thank you all so much for joining us today. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. I'm going to go upstairs and get something to eat because I'm starving. I have not ate much today. And if you guys, like I said, if you guys did enjoy it, leave a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, guys, like I said, if you want to support the channel, we have our link in the description, as well as pinned in the chat. It'll be active all the time if you guys do want to help us out and keep up with equipment and stuff like that. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for joining us today. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. And guys, I'll catch you guys here in the next one. So y'all take care, and I'll see you guys here tomorrow.